I'm Glenn Weinzimmer, and let's queer up the worldview. Malaysia blocks Grindr, Blued. More LGBTQ plus apps may face restrictions under new legal review. Malaysia has blocked the dating apps Grindr and Blued and is considering further measures that could curb other queer dating platforms available through app stores. Grindr and Blued are no longer accessible in the country. Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil announced the decision on February 25th. He said, quote, "Control over applications on platforms such as Google Play and Apple Store is subject to regulations and policies set by the said platform providers. Since both applications are owned by foreign companies operating outside of Malaysia," end quote. Fadzil also confirmed that the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission had not received any requests to remove the mobile app versions. Authorities say that MCMC is examining legal measures targeting apps that violate local laws, including, quote, "those that spread lewd or immoral content, exploitation, abuse, scams, exploiting children, or threats towards public policy," end quote. LGBTQ plus dating apps fall within the category under review. Same-sex activity remains illegal in Malaysia under federal law and state-level sharia law. Penalties can include imprisonment, caning, fines, and deportation. Anal sex between consenting adults is punishable by up to 20 years in prison. Note to self, cancel your trip to Malaysia.
Absolutely.
And get it and renew your IP, your VPN address if you're going to be traveling to that area of the world.
Is it 20 years for anal sex per offense?
Well, that was my next question.
Because how many decades are we all going to be
we
there?
won't live,
Centuries.
We won't live long enough to fulfill our sentence. But we might get action in prison.
Oh my.
You know, this might be just somebody's intervention plan on themselves. You know, probably somebody who's making this decision high up in the government is probably a closeted gay person, probably feels very guilty about wanting to hook up with other men.
He volunteers at the prison on weekends.
Exactly. So 20 years with him. What he's probably doing, or whoever this person is trying to make it illegal for everybody because they're trying to curb their own behavior. It's very similar. You know, whenever you have fundamentalists, you know, they try to take a right away for everybody because they can't deal with their own independence and their own self-responsibility. So
hopefully we don't see any types of entrapment, especially for people in the LGBTQ community.
Oh, you know that's going to
happen. But it's, you know, it's something that hopefully the travel companies or the cruise lines are putting it out there.
Warn about it.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. You should put out an advisory, you know, don't travel to this part of the world if you're looking to hook up or looking to be outwardly gay in any expression.
Because it's not safe. I'd hate to think about, depending on our current administration, coming and trying to get one of us out of there if we were in that predicament.
They would not come out.
They would say we did something lewd and irresponsible and we deserved it.
But thank you, Brian, for calling out fundamentalism instead of trying to go after a particular religion. But I think sometimes when we talk about these stories, people say, oh, we should blame that particular religion like Islam, and I'm just like, you know, I look at it in America, like who's defending queer people. I see actually a lot of elected Muslims compared to the Christians sometimes. I'm like, they're the ones causing me all the grief lately.
Absolutely. Right. You know, there's crazy people in every religion. There's going to be fundamentalists in every religion. And I think as gay people, we become very good at reading nuance. We look for, even if we don't realize it, we kind of study people subconsciously or unconsciously to see if they're safe or not. So I can feel very safe around a religious person as long as they're not a crazy religious person. Right. You have your deeply held religious beliefs, that's great. As long as you're not disguising your hate as religious beliefs, keep believing, that's great. I think it makes the world a much more fabulous place if you believe something.
And not using religion and making it, you know, weaponization
as a weapon.
Your religion.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Well, thank you for agreeing with me. I think I made a good point there.
Very good.
Yes, thank you.
Well
Thank
done.
you. And, you know, I also learned something today. I'd never heard of blue or blued before, so now I've learned something new.
Well, if you lived in Malaysia...
I Googled it.
You will not be using it in Malaysia.
I guess. And, you know, that is an LGBTQ news story. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.